Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's intuitive channeling. I'm feeling called only to do an intuitive channeling today as I'm feeling so much energy in the air, and I feel really, really, really excited about the really amazing changes that are to come within us, and as a result, with like outside of us. I was going to say without. Anyway, I actually don't know where to start. Let me think. I hope that you have your mind under control. I hope that you have each thought under your loving, aware holding, not a grip or in kind of tightness. I hope that you are aware of the way that you work and the way that you feel and the way certain things trigger you and what they trigger up and what those triggers mean. I think that that is the root or like the main source of through which the excitement is coming from me, for me, the way that I'm perceiving it. There is so much really fertile opportunity to change yourself and become right now someone who you've always wanted to be, or become the person who you think you would be when you have everything you want in your life achieved as you want it. Not just what you want now, but imagine you were the type of person we're really pushing the boundaries of what manifestation means and how we can work with energy. So instead of what the usual spiritual rhetoric, the trendy rhetoric is of how you are supposed to imagine who you are when you get the thing that you want, right? That one thing that you want, or maybe those few things that you want. Imagine who you would be if you always got what you want all the time. That, I think, to me, I mean, I'm saying it now, and that's the first time I'm verbalizing it, and even sitting with the possibility, like, what does that even mean, you know? And I'd like to offer with that the remembrance that it's not that life isn't going to be hard, and it's not that life will have its lows. We know by now in our journey so far, also part of what's so exciting is that we have the opportunity to learn. If you don't know it, then you can integrate it quickly if you sit with it for a bit and meditate on it, you know? And I really feel that true within me. If you spend every day, a few minutes a day, meditating or contemplating any kind of affirmation or way of life, or even manifesting something that you want, if you do it now, in this period now, I promise you, it's going to come true very quickly, much quicker than you can imagine. You can really break the boundary. You can really do it now. It's crazy what's happening. So now I've lost my train of thought. I'm so excited. I feel so energetic, so alive right now. Even through like waves of exhaustion, I feel so alive, so pulsing with life. I'm so aware of my conscious human experience. So spend a few minutes a day, dedicate some time learning and affirming that through every low that you get, lows that happen, we know by now we can turn them into lessons. We can alchemize them and transmute them into lessons that can grow us, that are part of our soul's journey, right? So if that's the case with all of the darkness, all of the lows that we experience, shit is shit, and it's going to still be shit, you know? Nothing's going to change it. But it's shit that because we're amazing machines, we can transform into gold. And there's always a way around that. There's always a way to do that, you know? And it's up to you. And having a way is extremely dependent on your relationship with God, your universe, surrendering, all of that stuff. All of that stuff is the source of why everything's alive right now, because that stuff is, I feel, really being kind of like injected into the bloodstream of like our minds, our feelings, everything. Life is about to be so amazing. It is already, it has been so amazing. because we've always had the room to believe that there's something so much bigger than us at play that loves us, wants the best for us, and by virtue of every breath we take, is very dedicated and passionate about fulfilling that promise. So, depending on how ready you are to actually enjoy life, now is the time to really enjoy life. There are a lot of things that are at play in how you can do that for you. No one, no reading, no any kind of consultation you have can break past the I want to call it a barrier, but that barrier is yourself, it's your soul, it's everything about your Akashic records and everything you came with. That is so extremely personal and up to you and your observer experience. The choice, the power of your life, all of it is up to you. And only up to that choice factor, the way you shift, the way something really awful happens in your life and you're able to weed out the love of it. Grief, for example, when someone you love dies, the way that you're able to hold the pain of that alongside the love you had for that person and how that pain wouldn't be happening if you didn't love that person so much. You know what I mean? Our ability, our power to be able to hold all of those truths at the same time and then choose which truth matters most to us. That is everything. It's everything. And it's a lot more. It's so important that it honestly, I don't even know what the name of the topic or study would be, but it really should be in schools. But it isn't. And we know why. So anyway, all of that stuff, all of the secrets to the light of life that I'm sure we're also aware by now, there have been dark bodies that have tried to suppress that information and suppress that access to light. That light is kind of bursting out. It's kind of going, fuck you, this is not happening anymore. Let's go. And the light's like seeking and touching all of us. Sorry, that was a comical way of putting it. I think what's actually happening is more just that it's time. Like there was a certain allotted time, in my opinion, I believe that there was a certain amount of time that reality was supposed to, that this world was supposed to spend in darkness, in shadow, under the rule of the devil. And now that timing is up, and that's all. For me, perceiving it that way is helpful in holding, in being neutral. And I believe that state of neutrality is where the greater collective is able to manifest best. I do think there are some people who can manifest from extremes though, but they're very unique. That's probably a human design conversation. Anyway, get into that as well. Not particularly human design, because I have seen a lot of people say that they do not appreciate that system. I don't understand why, but just to put that out there. Find some language in order to be able to get to know yourself better, your human 3D incarnation, all while also holding multiple truths, holding the truth that none of these identities, they're not like stuck to you. You know, you can pick something up, wear it, see if you like the feel of it, take it off and wear something else. You can do that with your ID and this, you know, you can do whatever you want. And yeah, that's the point. You can do whatever you want. You are free. I believe that there is a level of incredible freedom that can be really overwhelming for a lot of people that's coming online for us, that I think is also going to be the result of a lot of people's acting outs and crashing outs. And if you're feeling like super, super, super exhausted, I believe that the reason for that is because you're doing energetic work and coming to the sense of like how free you are. In order to get to that level, you obviously have to shed a lot of stuff, feel through a lot of stuff, experience a lot of stuff so that stuff can come out, you know? on the other side of this, been repeating. The astrology is pointing to it. The astronomy is pointing to it. Next year is going to be very, very, very exciting. Today, on the day that I'm recording this, 19 December 2025, is a very exciting day because somewhere in the sky, a foreign interstellar object that I believe is very plasma-based and very influential on our energy body is closest to the earth right now. And I think that's also, in my opinion, part of why I'm feeling this excitement. I strongly believe that it's like throwing information at us and vibes at us, and it's giving us a chance to, like, that meme with the chains breaking free. That's what we're doing collectively. We're finding our sovereignty. We're releasing these government bodies and these laws and these rules that we thought like were the be all and end all, but are not, which is also very scary and comes with great responsibility. So as you do this and as you venture into a life of freedom and wanting to be more free, as you make what you may have thought were impulsive decisions, but you realize are actually very intuitive ones, as you change your mind, as you break up with people, as people pass away, as life moves, I hope that you can stay true. And now I've forgotten, honestly, the root of why I said that all. But the word sovereignty is ringing to me. And, oh yes, responsibility. And knowing that you hold a lot of power when you realize, when you just noticing how much power you have gives you a lot of power. And in my opinion, gives you more power over someone who doesn't know how much power they have. And then that's how we can start to manipulate other people's reality. It's going to start to, the dynamicism that I'm feeling into feels also very chaotic. And like there are going to be things shooting everywhere and people controlling other people changing each other's minds a lot easier and with a lot more fluidity than would have been available in the past. So that there will be a lot more telepathic moments and coincidental moments. But please bear in mind these moments of telepathy and of like divine awareness. Please remember the allness of God, the shadow and the light of God, and how God is everything, right? Including the shadows. Please look into learning more about your identity through systems like astrology, human design, if you fuck with it, just different systems of astrology. And I would like to recommend, beyond my own experience, I did not experience this, but often being aware of both tropical and sidereal Vedic astrology, I believe that it's much more beneficial for your astrological understanding to go through astrology, to learn astrology through the Vedic or sidereal window versus the tropical one, which is what we all commonly use. Yeah, I could get into more why in another part of life, but that's just my personal recommendation. Look into astrology most importantly, though. I really would not have managed any of my Saturn return in the way that I have been if it weren't for astrology. It's honestly changed my life, genuinely. And it's factual. It's mathematics. You know what I mean? It's mythical experience. It's indigenous. And it's so strongly collective that it's undeniable to me. I really don't understand how people can discredit or like devalue astrology or be condescending towards it. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, to me. I also recommend, if you are watching my stuff, then you must be somebody who's into the tarot stuff and you're into interacting with the spiritual community. I've said this before, and I think I'm just going to keep repeating it because I do think it's very important to watch who you take in, watch who you decide to follow, and who you take advice from. Discern with everything, even with me, and that's why I keep iterating in my videos that you really shouldn't be tuning into my work or any work if it doesn't resonate with you. Even if you open a video and you see my face and you're like, I don't like the vibe, turn it off. I highly recommend that. I highly back that. I think it's really, really important that we be very like exclusive about what we take in. Our awareness is it's gaining so much currency. It always has. But I think now, because everybody's aware of awareness and we're aware of consciousness and we're all able to have this conversation, it's creating a kind of sovereignty that the world would have never seen before. That's honestly causing a lot of panic in the people who have been in control. That can cause a lot of panic in you as the individual, because you're not used to realizing how much control you have over your life, how much control you have over other people's lives. You could try a social experiment, and this is crazy. And I know Aquariuses, you guys love to do this, where you like, oh, and Scorpios, I'm a Scorpio, but anyway, where you play with, you don't play with people. You react a certain way, or you calculate in your head, if I do this, then this person's going to respond this way. You do it. You see they respond exactly the way that you said they would in your head. There are so many people, by the way, who have done that to you, who have done that to me, and I didn't even realize it. And that is part of the energy manipulation. Now that person has put you in their reality. They've molded their reality for you. If someone ever does that to you, or you do that to someone, that's energy work. That is the level of life we're working at right now. That is why money is nothing. Because if you operate on the level of working with energy, consciousness, people's emotions, your own emotions, money is just the reaction of that. It's a flow of that. It's kind of reflection of that. It's the language of the way energy moves in a way. But that's also for another conversation. For now, please value your awareness. Value your sovereignty in the way that you feel about things, in the way that you react, the way that you respond. Value everything about your personal experience. And then follow that up with valuing other people's personal experience, or build on the value of your personal experience by noticing other people's experiences, how they value that, how you would value their experience. You know what I mean? There's so much. It's getting deeply philosophical. Pisces, Scorpio, 8th house, 12th house, Aquarius. We are having a good ass time, in my opinion, because of the thoughts, the things, the feelings, and the way that life is flowing between all worlds. The expansion of awareness, I find it so fun. I think that consciousness is incredible. Being alive is incredible. Our human body, the human tool, the machine of us is so, so, so incredible, so magical, so wow. And it's just going to become more wow. I mostly did that so that I could so that I could take some of the energy that I'm feeling and just, you know what I mean? And I hope that is what this did. I feel like I've talked enough. I didn't want it to be this long, but there's so much to say, so much to think about, so many ways to change and ways to live and ways to be. And I'm really, really excited to see how everybody chooses and how I, as a person, how we all interact with each other. It's all going to become so, so, so much more fun. I hope you value your life and value the present moment. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next channeling.